All you mothers, step up to the mic.
I am a veteran. And you know why I'm out here? Because the very first day of the protest, I spoke to a 3-year-old who, with tears in his eyes, told me they shot Mike, and I saw him dead in the street. That is not a reality that people in the suburbs have to explain to their preschooler.
Right.
I am out here because on the 3rd day of the protest, right on these steps right here, while we were standing on the sidewalk in broad daylight, our civil rights were violated by police in full riot gear. And I encountered a young man who was naming off all the names of his friends who had been harassed by the police and who had been killed by the police, and it was the face of anguish. It was grief. And the reason that we're here is because you have a community that is grieving and mourning the loss of their children.
And we
you stand there stoically violating our civil rights. I'm a veteran, and I've never been more ashamed of my country because it's obvious that the system is broken and flawed. When you have 7-year-olds in Canfield who make buttons unprompted and say, I don't trust the police, who do they turn to?
Who's policing the police?
Yeah. The system is broken, and you, standing there, are on the wrong side of history.
Yes. National Guard, come over here with us. Mom. Where's Mom?
Shame on you!
I'm not going to shout. I don't need to. I'm the daughter of a veteran. I'm the granddaughter of a veteran. I have boys. I have cousins. I have men, folk in my family. My daddy was born in 1919, and the last time I added it up, his mama was born in 1895. That means my family has been fighting for civil rights and freedom and the ability to walk down the street without being harassed for over 112 years. 112 years is a long time to be asking for respect. 112 years worth of history is what I've shared with my daughters and my now 2 adopted sons.
Yes.
And I am very embarrassed. I'm hurt. I'm sad. I'm every emotion you can think of that I now have a 15-year-old daughter that had to run from the police.
Who do you trust?
Okay, had to run from the police on Canfield after you all drove cars into a crowd of women and children in the middle of the street.
Who do you trust?
Now, I know there's lots of testosterone over there. I get that. But when you come, and my husband always says that men are kind of like puppies. Okay? When you piss on somebody's tree, they come and piss right back on it.
Yes.
And so when you drove into that grouping of people in the middle of the street, the men folks said, enough already.
Enough.
Enough. And that's what you're seeing right now.
Enough. Enough.
It's not okay for you to disrespect black men on a daily basis.
Enough.
Everything you know, everything you do has a root in our history.
Enough.
We brought it to you.
Preach.
The only people that are taking over countries, the only people that are shooting and killing on a regular basis are people that look like you, not me.
All right. Enough.
Enough!
We are now known across the world as people who like to fight and kill. And we didn't get that from people that look like me. We did not come over here and take the land from the Native Americans. You did. We did not go to Africa and take people from their families and homes. You did.
You did.
Okay? So the damage that has been done, you all need to try to help undo.
You all caused it.
And let me just say this. I love Dr. Martin Luther King and I love Malcolm X, but one thing didn't get said. And that is, everybody said, if black folks just do this, then everything will be okay. And you know what? We did all that.
Retired.
We actually have a man named Barack Obama that we put in the presidency that did everything that everybody could do and more than any of you all have done. And all we have seen is disrespect, disregard, and basically just total blatant rudeness and everything else you can think of that my mama said was not okay. So basically, you told us to get our house in order, we did that. Now you need to get yours in order. I teach my children to respect when you don't respect back. Respect is not something you get because you got a badge or a car or whatever. Respect is a two-way thing. It is earned.
Amen.
And I made it a point to send my children to school at a place where they would learn that. And my daughter unlearned to respect the police. The night you drove the car and almost hit my 10-year-old and my 15-year-old while we were walking to get ice cream before the start of school.
Who are animals?
And let me just say this. The people that made sure that I got out okay were the people in blue and red, not you.
Right.
Not you. And when the lights were flashing, they're the ones that protected me, not you.
Enough.
And when I stopped my car, because I was always taught, you always try to bring the conversation, and I said to one of the police, hey, dude, hey, I get it, that's not your training. I know you're supposed to man up and go for it, but you're coming in too hard. You need to back it up, because men don't work like that. I know that. And you know what? One of you all leaned in and you kind of listened. And the other one of you said, nah, man, we're not going to let them get the best of us. So if that's your attitude, this is what you get.
Enough!
You gotta talk, you gotta lean in, and you gotta realize that there's stuff that you have to do differently in order to get something back different.
You gotta respect.
You can't just come hard. I know you're men, I know that's what you like to do, I know you like your toys, but you know what? Your toys aren't gonna win this one.
That's right.
We out here every night, baby.
This is about being right.
We out here every night.
This is about being respectful. This is about treating people like people. And you're not treating people like people on a day in and day out basis.
And we're paying your salaries.
This is supposed to be about community, cohesion, and community taking care of one another. That means we have to be